abusuani komo o channel yi so na chairman Wontumi aso ye nam de wura na yenim se baby okuduro ni de enka omu national chairmanship petition no enka nyaade a wode no ho ebe foreign because ibia na wanya kwan antimi ampe forms efrise owo efiase na asase mosi ina ne spokesperson eye Dr. Pagri wache dankwa ababontin so abekasa afa ho e kire se oni de owogide onyankopon mu ba se Wontumi ebepi abontin the sent no omu ebe pick eye forms edi ama chairman Wontumi oni eno ene ya project fire no edi ato screen so edi ama no o say I believe in miracles. Chairman Wontumi will contest as national chairman. We will pick and file the forms for him. Unia na nsema ebobo eba eye Chairman Wontumi aso ya yajemra edibi eksumbo no. Yemonra yensimpo from.
Akwa we di monim ko elections na mo tumi mo power mo ye wiase awia bibia. This guy could not win power for you. More than who di Jimmy wechi. Every single day, screaming, backing, slapping policemen, going against the law, stupidly showing his ignorance at every corner that he finds himself. And you people think you are doing something different. You are doing nothing. The guy is a piece of crap. It's garbage. He does not understand his environment and how he needs to act. Into more mana more NPP, he is just using you for money. What he came to do against Sami Jemfi was to intimidate him and extort. That is what he does. It was to extort from him. It was to make him feel, say, you are doing something wrong, but there's nothing wrong. And that is his modus. He has been doing this for years. Let me attack him. Let him threaten him. Me say we NPP, NDC appointee. Now we hear Juma now. No fool should scare you. You bet you what to mob bodam. Power sasa, power besa. And that is his strategy. Otna aya ECG as a board chair. Obo kabu buro kwasi ampaying koso dem. Ghana ni enka no krentra. After when he slapped a police officer, he was supposed to be jailed. Now Attorney General I meant to say, this Attorney General has a problem. After should be facing trial. And we sit in Ghana, Jimmy Bianama to me, 87 piglets walking on the streets of Ghana, misbehaving and fooling themselves. Yachi Wontumi, his actions has caused a lot of deaths. Nan kwasi afwa moto kankan to say yantiasie, mo bodam, mo petumi, mo de yadeng. What do you need the power for? A dear in a honorable woman. What makes you honorable people? Now, kwasi to Facebook, don't put evidence, no kasa. Now, who I see a leader of 87 piglets, you have no evidence. How different are you from that person? And these are people who are not supposed to be addressed as honorable. Afenyomakin is a bully, he's an extortionist. On Kanukre, that is what he has been doing in his political life. Then you are going to threaten somebody, he will go to jail. In the political life, nobody is going to fall for this. Obia wedi boni also go jail no, he needs to go to jail. Power sesa o chirichia munchi obi antum kwasi asembe no. Na fighting the corruption here the same. Ye di mu atema mo say ye muade unimi age aka krebni me di 50 years. Kwasia unimi age unhwinim aka krebni me di 50 years. Otu ase Kevin Taylor small boy na obra mabo bi. Mo bodam. A politician needs to respect himself. And so ambunu ho e be di natem and no fool can speak. Then obey. I am telling you, say, a politician will do it with Jimmy. And that guy is a typical example of a fool. Now, a whole political party, you had this number in parliament. Akwa did you consensus leader ever seen there? Where you nipa almost over half of your party almost lose elections. Now, where Jimmy did Akwa hey leader, hey way, or hey, Jimmy, more to me. Football team third division for Krampo H and Yomu coach. Akwa odi manimu we Jimmy. Ya catch them. You consistently follow this fool. On fa bibia meka mo ho. It's just to scream. All that he does is he pulls his dick out and follow Tokonu and say Tokonu come to power. Tokonu come to power. Pissing himself off. Every day watching the quarter and Tokonu come to power. You think Tokonu Ghana belongs to her? Tokonu, you didn't think Ghana belongs to her? Yeah, oh yeah, a home for solo and nobody can impose Tokonu on anyone in Ghana. Yes. O araba tokonu na akoye papa yema no o so na pado bi o zeb na watcho kwatene nam tokonu beba tokonu beba CJ tokonu. You think you are stupid in this country? What Tokonu deserves is what she's gotten. We are not going to entertain foolishness. Unya tumi ajeli obia, but today the law needs to apply. Whoever is found guilty needs to go inside. Mo bottom. After this short break, we will continue the show. We are going to kill another Jandam.
beyond Galamsey, beyond the 24-hour economy, was the fight against corruption. And I hear the NDC easily and readily and quickly saying, there are no major scandals, there are no major scandals. Hey, and this in Pamuchoma Mamutimu Yamudimuna Moa Payamuntia, and you're my koso. And you're my koso, and if you are not careful, and the elections come as a motion for the president of today will be amazed of certain corruptible acts in this administration. Yeah. In fact, the fight against corruption, because they are more weakened. The nolly prosecutor and withdrawal. And it's something about so the fight against the fight against corruption
was a terrible move.
And no it weakens your base.
A bull fruit so. Time of the radio CEO, because you're from your way. Kronon kwa these two people. Bribe call Ghana Mujinina. A chair my appointee be position. No one says the no tata on set in some cruise you. As some can answer be in the womb. I my president man ya a chrono coso corruption coso. What is your job? What is your job? Oh my meno papa no mutitin gracia I will say o tinkan ye juma mono. What is your job? Now what to say corruption coso na no corruption bebre what are you trying to create here? Impression men are create. And a president no. What is your job? Since about we about power, and for you've not been able to bring one document. You know why? Because you have nothing. When there's nothing, you want to force something. Why do people want to force corruption? When there is nothing, you can bring anything. The issue is, if you want to say corruption, because what you man saying, why will you say contract or on sorrow to so over tonight asempa okasana otu for follow the document and bring them and show to Ghana for. If you are saying corruption is cost, then you are involved. Because the corruption is cost, not some person can be a war. Now you're comfort, then if you know that there's corruption going on and you cannot, as a journalist, also you're some training, also you're some training, oh you're Kotibeka, Sebio, Uno Telepe, oh you're Kotibeka. Now what you man is saying, what when you say corruption is cost, what is your job? Why are you sitting in the studio and telling Ghana for President Mudi Bweko position? The question is, where is the corruption? You are sounding like you know where it is. Why don't you bring it out? Speculation. Journalism where we are Ghana speculation. Now, he went ahead to say, a year the nolly prosecutor, a ban will buy a cases be with him. But the issue here is, if a case does not hold ground, why should the Attorney General go through the case? Go ahead with the case. The same thing I will say, the Attorney General, will discontinue cases. We are talking about how many people facing trial now. Until you are saying, the fight against corruption. The fight against corruption, this government is doing well. Because you know why? How many people are standing trial today? You are talking about cases they came to meet and did not continue. Now, how many people too are facing trial today? Oh, you are looking at only the right hand. Look at the left hand and do your assessment. Logically, you are not making any sense. The government came to power. They looked at some cases. They feel those cases, from the evidence deduced from it, it does not hold any power. They discontinue the case. This same government has over 70 people standing trial now. Some have even been there in the history of Ghana. 1 year jail in 25 years for Galamsey. But you put now why I want to tell a part two because you want to create problems where there are no problems. You want to create an impression. Now, enkrana wotina obitias enkrigwa try say what didn't no crime no unim corruption na out and we only amon ebo. Omo a say omo corrupt na Jo Mahama bedu no later no o ye kromfo okomoma usika. Omo wie sika ma omo ma usika sha ho ene jan ntumi nka no nti unim say omo wie sika but because they give you money no untumi nka. Hey, corruption is also. Listen to this twerp. It is radio so.
Beyond Galamsey, beyond the 24-hour economy, was the fight against corruption. And I hear the NDC easily and readily and quickly saying, there are no major scandals, there are no major scandals. Hey, and this in Pamuchoma Mamutimu Yamudimuna Moa Payamuntia, and you're my koso. And you're my koso, and if you are not careful, and the elections come as a motion for the president of today will be amazed of certain corruptible acts in this administration. In fact, the fight against corruption, because they are more weakened. The nolly prosecute except na mudi bad. Yeah, withdrawals of bad.
And it's something about
so the fight against
singular move
the fight against corruption
was a terrible move.
Sadia no mu gina so mu ye no. And no kwa it weakens your base.
What kind of analysis or tell it to do? Analysis better than this. About power. Is this the first time a Attorney General filing nolly prosecute in Ghana? Let's go back to Apachino time as Attorney General. Is it the first time in the history of Ghana Attorney General Biaba office a case way they want to discontinue it? Is it the first time? But in the history of the Republic of Ghana, see that the fight against corruption, the NDC, they have done well. Because in the history of the Republic of Ghana, nobody, no Galamsey Kingpin has been jailed in the history of Ghana. See that 20 years. In the history of Ghana, this is the first time about 60 people are standing trial for different kinds of corruption. You sit there, now I want to tell a party, say, no, you are not making sense. Look at the thing with some reason. You are talking like corruption. Hey, NDC for corruption, you cause so. Now, corruption, I don't know, can say, we are because corruption is also the only one can want some no commit crime. Now what to work say corruption, that means you are speculating. If you are not speculating, then you are involved. Omo mu wiase ka omo ma obi omo bo anu ntuna ntumi nka no ba onim say corruption e koso. Omo mu wiase ka wa ban mu sa eye de eye CEO si amoko mo birthday parties ko mu fie no omo no mabom ano omo mu sika eni tira mu ntumi nka nti betena wa corruption e bi koso because o ka ho. But so ka ho as a journalist who is legit in discussing issues, you will point out and show evidence. When I was exposing the NPP, I didn't come here to just speak. I showed you documentations. Why can't you do that? Because politicians and the chess cano and it's on to me cano. Because what stops you from exposing the corruption? Because that's your job. You are the gatekeeper. You are supposed to expose them. But you sit here and you speculate. If you are not speculating, if you are not taking money, tell us who is corrupt in this government. Edian kwasia journalism no. Corruption equals to who only obi you form you no mutumi ko appointees wako jiska. Mo ko appointees wako jiska de bia. Mo ko appointees wako jiska de bia. So you are scared to talk about them. Because some of you have contracts in this government. Who obi ni omahene. Mo ko appointees wako jiska. Someone said they are legitimate. Why can't you mention? Because if somebody is stealing, why can't you do it with documentations to prove a point? To let Ghanaians know, say, Juma Oyeno, and yet because of Obi, na no kora person di uye ri. Or tell a part two. Obama say alewa, or to talk a kankwasiasam. And this is the kind of journalism they have done for years. Speculative journalism. Speculative journalism. Yanki kansam, aban wasum kwado obi wiesika. That's fine. Where is your evidence? Aban wasum kwade obi wiesika. Where is your fucking evidence? Motete Ghana na nkwasiasem na mo sai man. Ye bie mic tuma ofunche bia pese okasa. Tell me, because you are thieves, you are criminals, because you are taking money from appointees and ministers, because they are giving you money, you are scared to mention exactly who is involved in the corruption. Why should I be scared of a politician, an appointee who is involved in corruption? Why should I be scared? It is because you are thieves. We are before. So you are always speculating. Then I stop you from saying it. Now let me kill another jandam, the same two stupid dogs.
One other reminder was here, they come home, and it's been almost 2 years in this administration. If you take out the economic performance, credit will go to the finance ministry as fiscal managers, NABA Bank of Ghana as monetary policy managers, and the agencies under the Ministry of Finance, for example, into Obebo Gold Board and all of those other agencies. Economic performance is stellar. I mean, inflation, abaform, CD to the other currencies relatively are very stable. It is difficult to now then point to any other sector because in the last 2 years BB way abayino aya what that monumental effect it will be difficult. I think it's one thing the president may have to also watch, because yes, on the economic front, fantastic. He promised he will reset the economy. I think as far as the macroeconomic indicators are concerned, people have raised issues about its effect on the macro, on the micro.
The bigger one.
Yes, in the bigger one, the effect on the smaller one. We can have an argument, but I think generally on the economy, fine. But when you go outside of that, now open pinpoint any other thing for the past 2 years now. Yes, you would say it's a big push. In the Ubemono, Yasuson Yomani Bebre Soa. Inti kakran kitty bebre and share dan crystallize inti you don't really see the effect of a lot of the things and I think that is one thing so was all man penny was anya people will go like was there so be a throw baby in say o man penny will buy you know apart from inflation
me see obi
omo
to nyom te said ye obusa NPP o say free SHS sa no mo to dwom no omo to dwom. And when you put in these reminders, they become upset. They become upset. See, we will continuously put in these reminders, and then you can keep getting yourself upset. You chose to lead. You chose to govern. You came to us campaigning. In fact, pleading and begging. Why is it difficult for you when we put in reminders of Nyama Wankasa, Nyamen and Besau? And Nyama Wankasa?
Yeah, but
what is it?
Maybe or buy a new master.
Oh. Now, what does it come? Well, then, an admission is not any challenge thing. Now, we are one more come court here. Moses obey honest person now. Council Mukana in some to Temkana, judge, you be investigate, will be I don't know, and the queen. Of course. And does he say any idiot? Obi, a lot of.
But what kind of journalism is this? What kind of journalism is this? Do you have to be heard? Do you have to say something? What's the Tumiyama will be? What the Tumiyama in 4 years? Open monumental project. What is monumental project? When you started speaking, you singled out the finance minister. Obviously, we all know the finance minister is working well. The idea of the say they want to undermine the rest of the ministers. And let me be honest here. As much as the finance minister is doing well, if that money he's making, he does not send it to the ministers, the finance minister's work will be waste. Do you know that? So after forcing Jessica now after forcing after the budget, we release this to the various ministries. After forcing, with all due respect, will be inefficient. And everybody is going to blame him. The same thing we are blaming Ken Ofori-Atta. Because Ken Ofori-Atta took the money and kept it. So nothing was going on. But you people cannot tell me that you are seeing nothing at other ministries. What kind of deliberate nonsense are you people doing? If there's nothing to talk about, don't talk about anything, because you can go to the health ministry. You see what they are doing. You can all see. The foreign affairs ministry. We are seeing what Okudata Blakwa is doing. The roads are being built in Ghana. In the history of Ghana, a road is being constructed from Accra to Kumasi highway, alternative to what is being built. We are talking about other ministries, a Greek ministry. We are seeing the impact. What are you talking about? What monumental thing are you talking about? Say, abandoned and Sakikawi? Because that is why we have ministers. That is why a government comes in, a president comes in and say, whoa, sheweso, whoa, sheweso. That is why they read budgets. That is why even within the budget, some ministries get more money than others, because we have to prioritize.
We and some of the team call so our channel, so I'm not say, so we am ready. That's an 8% issue.